Hey there, I'm Lee Ullman here with some big news from the National Young Farmers Coalition. We're partnering with Heritage Radio Network on a special season of The Farm Report. It's all about what's happening with the Farm Bill and how it impacts farmers and eaters.
I am growing diversified vegetables on land that's been in our family for 150 years.
And so with the pandemic, gentrification, property values going up, we had to sell the land and we lost it.
Join us as we uncover the untold stories behind this massive piece of legislation that shapes how we grow our food, what we eat, and so much more.
The problems we have had, those are things that come from earlier Farm Bill and USDA policy, right? Like Earl Butz, get big or get out.
You know, it's my responsibility to know not only what I'm eating, but then like how that all came to be. And realize like, wow, like this piece of legislation, all this money, like it's technically something that I support as a taxpayer.
While Congress debates the next Farm Bill, this is not just an invitation to listen. It's a call to action. Be part of the conversation. Subscribe to the Farm Report on Heritage Radio Network, wherever you listen to podcasts.
During this time, it's more important than ever to support our friends and neighbors in the restaurant industry. Restaurant Workers Community Foundation has set up a national COVID-19 crisis relief fund. The money they raise will provide direct relief to individual restaurant workers, support other nonprofits serving restaurant workers in crisis, and offer zero-interest loans for restaurants to get back up and running. Visit restaurantworkerscf.org to donate today. And if you need a little extra motivation, you can DM your $20 donation to RWCF's co-founder John DeBerry on Twitter, and he'll give you directions for making a signature quarantine cocktail. Donate now at restaurantworkerscf.org.
Hello, and welcome to Snacky Tunes. I'm one half your host, Greg Bresnitz. Before the coronavirus pandemic completely halted the world, Chris Shepard was one of the country's most acclaimed chefs, with his Underbelly Hospitality family of restaurants being must-visit destinations in Houston. Now, Chris finds himself in the role of relief aid fundraiser, stepping up to take care of his own. His charity, the Southern Smoke Foundation, has raised and dispensed hundreds of thousands of dollars of crisis financial aid to unemployed workers in the food and beverage industry. We sit down with Chris to talk about the origins of the Southern Smoke Foundation and the hurdles that he and his team are facing to take care of their own during the current pandemic. Thank you for tuning into the special episode of Snacky Tunes and our continuing coverage of how restaurants and the restaurant industry is adapting to the coronavirus.
We talk about food, we talk about music. With musical dudes, finger on the pulse, snacky tunes. You've been wanting some security, but you've been giving all your money to charity. So good, people think that you're so good. Someone ought to tell you that your enemies are watching you. Once in a while, you make the wrong impression. Once in a while, you're breaking my heart.
Hello and welcome to Snacky Tunes. I'm one half your host, Greg Bresnitz. I'm on the phone with Chef Chris Shepard of Southern Smoke Foundation. Chef, welcome to Snacky Tunes.
Thanks for having me. How are you today?
I'm all right. I think you took my first question. Just, how are you doing and how is your team doing?
Every day is a struggle, but every day we're getting better at what we're doing. And, I think everybody's in the same boat, like just ready for this to end, but, trying to bide the time until that happens and stay safe as possible and do as much for the community as we can while we're doing it.
In the last couple of weeks, a lot of restaurants and organizations have scrambled. They started GoFundMe campaigns, but you're in a bit of a different position. Southern Smoke Foundation was started in 2015. Can you share a little bit of the history and how it came into existence?
So Southern Smoke I was doing these culinary dinners at the restaurant to raise money for scholarships for culinary school. And the guest som that I had with me, Antonio Gianola, after we did the first dinner series, the first set of 7 dinners, he came in and was like, "Hey, you're going to do these again?" I said, "I don't know. Maybe, what's up?" And he said, "Well, can we do one for MS?" And I asked why, and he said, "Well, he said basically, I was diagnosed with MS this week, and so I'd like to do a dinner to raise money and awareness." And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And that turned into more than just a dinner. It turned into a small festival out in the back parking lot. We basically went to the mayor's office of special events, and they helped us. I was looking to close the sidewalks, and they shut down all the streets around us, gave us their stage, their vendors, and it turned into a full-on festival. In that first year, I said I wanted to raise $100,000 for MS, and we did. Raised $181,000. Year 2, $284,000, invited chefs from around the country. And then year 3 came on. We had a big lineup of chefs from all over the country, and Harvey came through and really put a whoop into our city. And so we made the decision that we couldn't do the event for MS, that we needed to figure out a way to get money in the hands of anybody in the hospitality industry that was affected. And so we worked with a local hospital next door. We figured out a way to have a system in place that you could apply online. Applications were in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. You could apply online, then that went through a verifying committee, and then once the things were, all of your information was verified, your name was taken off of that, and then it went to an awards committee, and we would award funds. And that year, we wrote checks to 139 families for $500,000. But at that point, we realized that our industry needed help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So Southern Smoke Hospitality Fund started, when we just started raising money all the time for this. And it was anytime anybody in our industry came at a time of crisis, whether it be medical or emergency, anything, dark night, you need to talk to somebody, we're there for you. The focus has always been like, if you sprain your ankle, but you can't go see a doctor because you can't take off work, or you hurt your back or whatever, it didn't matter what it was. They're making the choice of having to pay rent or going to see a doctor didn't make sense to us. So we wanted to make sure that you were covered across the board no matter what. So it became very simple. We don't have a whole lot of red tape. We don't have a whole lot of it doesn't take a long time to get money. And so, up until the beginning of March, it was a staff of 2. Now it's a staff of, I believe, 10. Because let's just say that during Harvey, we had 300 applications come in, roughly. And since March 12th, I believe we've had over 5,000 applications come in. So
I think, you're giving a really truncated version and the positive outcome, but as a lot of organizations begin to scale and figure this out, what are some of the pitfalls and some of the hurdles that you ran into along the way that if you could speak to everyone, you would say, avoid these or don't do it like that, do it like this, paths you went down that you shouldn't have?
I don't know if we've really hit those paths so much. I think it's finding ways to make things better, working with organizations around you that can help you. Legacy, our community health hospital, has definitely helped us, tremendously. We're working with Mental Health America to help with, conversations where people can call in right now. And, we're still working that process through. But once that happens, that people be able to have 24-hour a day, being able to talk to somebody. And it's fundraising is generally the hardest part, but divvying out funds has been pretty quickly. I think in the past, we're pretty much $20,000 a day right now is what we're giving out. And that'll start to flow even faster here pretty soon. So it's just, trying to figure out what your guidelines are and how you can deem money out to people is probably the hardest thing to figure out.
What are some of the tips you have on people for making guidelines? I think that's a really good big differentiator.
The biggest thing to hire, if you're going to do this, is hiring someone who knows nonprofits, and that's key, and knowing how nonprofits work. And we were fortunate enough that our director was for the Society of Performing Arts. She handled all the nonprofits for that. And so when we asked Catherine to come on board, it was a no-brainer. She understands it backwards and forwards, and it's things that if you're not in the nonprofit world, you're not going to know. So I think if you can find somebody to help run your organization that you trust and believe in and knows nonprofits, then that's probably the best thing. Because like myself as a cook, I don't know how to do that. There's so many legalities and laws and ways you have to do things and paperwork and filings, and it's a lot. So hiring somebody that can help you with that is probably the biggest influence that you could have.
I want to touch on a couple of things that you already mentioned. Financial, obviously, is that's very immediate. We're about to hit the first of the month, and everyone is wary about rent and bills. But mental health is something that has been never really discussed except for maybe the last few years with the work that Kat Kinsman has really done.
Amazing work.
The restaurant, incredible work. Phenomenal work, which the light that she's shown. And I think that, I was discussing with a friend that, we are going through a collective trauma. It's not like you lost your job in one restaurant and then you kind of hung your head and went over to be a line cook. An industry died. So, as a chef and as a leader in your community, to the people who might feel shame and don't know vulnerable, what type of services are you offering in mental health, and what type of advice can you give to people who might not feel comfortable with reaching out for help?
Well, we're finding the connections for people to actually go and have conversations with people, or to be able to do it on phones, video chat, and then also being able to finance that for them. And that's probably the biggest key, is that when you start talking about, I need to talk to somebody, but I can't afford to do that because I got to make rent pretty quickly, those are the things that Southern Smoke is able to do. Is put you in touch with somebody and get you to be able to afford that. And that's why Legacy also, our community health hospital, or community hospital that's right next door to us, is so beneficial because it works on a sliding scale. If you can pay for it, that's great. If you can't, that's great too. They don't really care. So it's finding somebody like that in your city that can help you is beneficial. We're real blessed to be where we're at, but it's having those resources and searching out those resources and actually having those conversations with people, because people are going to need to talk here pretty soon,
Yeah. And what advice do you give to people who are trying to kind of smile through the pain and, suffer in silence, as a chef and restaurateur? What would you say to them?
I'm probably the biggest person at fault for that, But, it's finding somebody that you can have a conversation with and actually talk through these things. And the thing is, right now, we're all in the same boat, right? Everybody in this industry is in the same boat. And there is no game plan for this. There is no playbook for this. There is no, how do you, oh, yeah, this happened to me 6 months ago. This is how you deal with it. It's not. It's having conversations, being real with people, letting them know where you're at, and just know that we'll all get through this together. That's the biggest thing.
The other thing that you touched on with legacy and organizations, and I think that makes Southern Smoke so great, is that you're not just trying to do it all yourself. There are things that you are doling out and grants like that, but like early on you found key partners in organizations like, we'll find the money, you take care of it, you provide the services. A lot of people are going to be moving really quickly, and I think that some organizations might be taken advantage of, or they might try to get into bed with someone that promises something. So since you've had time to build this and people are trying to do this very quickly, what advice do you have on what makes a good partner, or what makes a good partner organization in doing this, and what are some things to look for, and what are some things that would send up some red flags and warning signs?
I mean, it goes down to like trust, really. It's going to be real hard to decipher through that and hope that everybody right now is not out to screw anybody else over. It's about believing in people and asking the right questions. I guess Catherine set most of this up with legacy. Like I said, having somebody in the nonprofit world was key and beneficial. But you got to look for somebody that has a long history in the community. If they've been there for a while, they've been doing something right. I would start with somebody that just is like, hey, I'll help with that, and not know what they're doing. You gotta have that, because especially when you're talking to a health clinic, that they're in it for the right reasons.
Great. We're going to take a quick musical break, and then we'll be back with Chris Shepard of Southern Smoke Foundation.
So high, you see where you're going with your eyes closed. Wild I growl and smoke, return every question in the same tone. There's a state line out in those pines, buried in frozen ground. We've chosen our size, now we can't turn it around. Chain Emily to the stake. The family's worried, she's terribly late. A haze rolling across the lake. If we go, who's to know? Dead by morning if we stay. Tongue of paper unfolds, slipping it through another keyhole. The slim hope of fireproof robe, kerosene off of your sweet nose. It's a steak knife in my thigh, watching you flicker in real time. I call your own kind, now we can't turn it around. Soul a break. Just give me your life, where you're nothing but mine, and that's how it will stay. But hey, I've never been so afraid. With this cold in my bones and a child engulfed in flame.
You've had a number of major donations in the last few weeks to help deal with the corona pandemic. I always think that shouting out the partners and the people supporting you are important to give acknowledgement to the people who just stepped in immediately. So what are some of the wins that you've had and some of the people that have come to support not just the Houston chef scene, but also the national scene?
I mean, you talk about the Houston Texans came in for $50,000 really quickly, and that was just a phone call that I got, and it was, hey, we want to do this. I need to know more about where this money is going to go. And I said, you know what, here's Captain Lott's number. They called, and it was like, we're on. Angels Envy came in for the same. And then Tito's Vodka, they split between 4 charities $1 million, which was huge. There is a list of people that are just, it's day-to-day community. Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot. Lexus has been on board since day one, which is pretty amazing. And then individual donors are real key. Just over the past few weeks, we probably had over $250,000 just in individual donors. Here's $5,000. Here's $10,000. Here's $2,000. Here's $1,000. Here's $5. And that's when you get an outcry of support from not just large companies, but also from individual donors. That's pretty key because we're looking at it right now where most folks in the charity and the nonprofit organizations have such high overheads, and we're blessed that we don't. And so when people are asking to donate, I always say that when you look at these organizations, look at what percentage of money is being doubled out to the actual cause. Because most nonprofits run at about 50% of every dollar. We've worked real hard to keep it in the low 90. So we're at like 91, 92% of every dollar raised goes to helping an individual, which is really key.
And what are some of that's incredible. What are some of the steps that you've taken to ensure that most of the money flows through to the people in need?
We don't have anybody really on payroll. I don't collect anything from it. Like, it's Catherine, and she has now we hired, she had a full-time employee and one part-time employee herself. And now she's taken on, I think, 8 furloughed workers, hospitality people that have been in the hospitality industry that were laid off. She brought in, I think, 8 to deal with just the caseload. Because I said, during Harvey we had 300. Right now we've got over 5,000. So it's sifting through and finding which is catastrophic, which one's true health emergencies, and then we can focus on the I need to pay rents on We're trying to keep people out of living in cars and having heat or, whatever in their actual life. So it's not carrying a lot of overhead is so beneficial. And we've been so tight on that just because it does make sense that when people that want to give money, true donors will ask that question. What is your percentage and you have to be able to back that up. So,
you touched on a good point, and I think one of the most difficult decisions it has to make is the ethical ranking of need and figuring out who gets help first. And I don't think it's an easy topic to discuss because we all like to say, everyone's equal and everyone's needs, but it's very clear that is not the case. And you see that what's happening in the medical industry and obviously in all the different industries that are affected. How do you determine the hierarchy of needs?
It definitely goes to emergency medical first, right? Prescriptions or any kind of thing that is a true medical emergency right off the bat, that gets dealt with first, and then it kind of goes from there. Then it goes to paying bills, keeping your power on, making sure your landlord is happy, making sure that if your kids are sick, like we're taking care of those kind of things. But I'll be honest with you, I'm left out of that for the most part. I just get to know when monies are allocated, and some scenarios of things that are going to the board for vote. But like, I know no names. I know absolutely nothing really. I am more of the fundraising aspect of it, because we've always kept it very separate, to where I have no influence on it. On votes,
distinction,
on
and
people.
Why is that?
It's just always been a big practice of ours, that we bring in people that are on the board that actually aren't in the hospitality industry. They just see the circumstances, so that they don't know names, they don't know people. Because I could know, like, oh, this is one of my farmers, yeah, give them money. Oh, this is one of my friend's staff, give them money. Like, I don't ever want to be put in that position. I want to make sure that as an organization that we're doing things clear cut and very right. You know, like, it may be happen that one of my staff gets turned down. It could happen. But I don't want to be the one that does that.
You said at the top of the conversation that you're getting better every day. How are you getting better? What is getting more efficient? Where are you seeing improvements?
Just in our work, or everything?
In everything. I think
so. For us as a company, for us as a company, we have learned how to shift really quickly, and keeping ourselves safe, but still keeping us working. We're doing a lot of the bake and take, or take and bake style dishes to go through the restaurant. We are just down to our managers, but we're running 2 different shifts where it's 4 days on, 4 days off, with no cross interaction. In case somebody in one team gets sick, the other team can step in at any time. We're continually like making our lives a little bit better and a little bit more concise. We definitely haven't ever done anything like this before, so it's a learning curve for all of us, and it's quite not right. Frankly, this is my second day at home, and I'm freaking out because I feel like I need to be at work, but I know I can't be at work. We're hopefully pretty quickly doing more retail with these packaged items and going into our local grocery store, which will take pretty much all interaction with guests completely away. So it'll just be a team working as a team and keeping each other safe.
This goes on. There's been a number of philosophical discussions about the restaurant industry. It's an industry that has just kind of gone with forward momentum for thousands of years. People stepped in, they get mentored, they become mentors, there's new people. If everything grinds to a halt and this really has to be rebuilt, what are some of the changes that you think you would adopt as an owner and chef if you could build everything that you touched from scratch?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that one yet. I don't know how I would do it differently. I think what's happening right now is that we found out what we can do with virtually nothing, and that's a pretty good thing to know, because all the luxuries that you have with 4 restaurants or whatever, consolidated down into one, and having to deal with just a minimal amount of product, and just dealing with all your farmers, and it's weird, and I don't know how I would change it. I want to. All I know is that I want to work hard enough that we keep paying the bills so that we can have a home for all of our staff to come back to. And that's the fight right now. Because, they passed all the bills, but nobody really knows what's in those bills. Nobody knows what's in this $2 trillion thing that's, that's going to help, but what will it help? I don't know yet. Until I physically see it, I won't be able to make those decisions.
And what is the type of help that you think restaurateurs need right now, like the immediate need for them and in the coming weeks?
Well, I think you need to, like everybody last Friday had to pay their TABC taxes. That could have been furloughed. That could have been, spread out over the next 8 months after this is all taken off. It's not we didn't want to pay it. It's just like, why are you hitting me with this tab right now when I have no income? And you just shut down every bar. Like, how are bars and restaurants like really paying for these things? So I think, our landlords are all pretty cool and they're all working with us. I think you need some rent abatement, some tax abatement monies to come in so that you can pay staff and payroll. I think when that all comes through, that'll be great. But once I see it, I'll know more. It's just the question is that nobody really knows what's happening. Like I tried to send out a letter to all the staff. It's like, hey, this is what we're working on. Everybody's like, when can we come back to work? And I'm like, that's not what I said. Like, we're trying to get this under control. We're trying to figure it out. I think that if at some point it's the system might break, but insurance, we've all been paying business interruption insurance. That except for virus got slid in there about 14 years ago and never really talked about. I think that this is probably, when your government tells you can't work, this is an interruption, and insurance companies should help cover this. I pay a lot in insurance, and I think that this is definitely part of the business interruption.
For those who don't know about that clause that was inserted, could you just expand on it and why it's so fundamentals right now?
You pay for insurance, and then you pay more for business interruption insurance. And I believe it was like 2006 after SARS, the insurance companies wrote in, except for viral. And so, like, that's a big thing right now. Normally, it'd be like 2010, you'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. But, like, right now, we're being deemed to close. Insurance companies should at least reimburse something instead of just being like, no. You can't wash your hands of this right now. Right? And that's just, I've already, it's going to make you look at your insurance carrier a lot differently after this. So, I think that some percentage I don't know if they should fully pay, because if that happens, then that crumbles the insurance business as well. And so we have to be very mindful about what we're doing. If that were to happen, there's no way that they could pay fully for every business. It would just have to, just pay a percentage. Every bit helps right now. So, and I don't want to destroy the system, but it does need to step up a little bit.
Chef, I don't want to take too much of your time because I know that you're also getting a good rest just being at home. I think the thing I'd love for you to leave us with is, like, it's very traumatic. It's very dark times. It's very uncertain. You are at the front line of this. You went through Harvey. You're seeing something new. What in all of this gives you hope?
That we can take care of each other. At the end of the day, we're all going through this together, right? No matter what business you're in, no matter what industry you're in, every single person, your neighbors, make sure, from a safe distance, hey, you guys good? That's all you got to do. Just ask. But taking care of each other is the biggest thing. Supporting your local restaurants is huge. But supporting your small businesses as well is huge. And understanding that even if it is a big business, the people that are working inside there are local. And so everybody can do something, but more importantly, just take care of your people around you. Check on them. It's very important right now. I ran over a bottle of wine with a pair of gloves on, knocked it on my front door, my next door neighbor's front door, left them a bottle of wine just to make sure, hey, you guys good? Need anything? Let us know. It's just important to really take care of everybody. Because when this is over, Houston's still going to have a big hurt. Everybody's going to try and get back to normal, but Houston, with the oil business taking such a hit right now, Houston's still going to be hurting long after this is over. So that I don't even know what to talk about. I don't even know how that's going to work out. So, but
we'll call you when this is over to see how we can bring awareness to that as well.
Yeah.
Chef, I first and foremost, thank you for all your efforts. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would like to line up and shake your and your team's hands. Thank you for making time on your rare day at home. And now, most importantly, how can people donate? How can people get in touch? Where can they go? What can they do?
SouthernSmoke.org. You can donate. You can apply. Those are the biggest things, right? Take care of yourself. If you got it extra, throw a couple bucks in. If you need something, apply into it as well. That's the key thing. We got to. This is a full circle recycle. It's a recycling system for ourselves. We got to take care of each other, and so you got to take care of yourself too. So if you need it, apply. If you got it, donate.
We're going to take us out with one more song for the archives. Thanks for tuning into the special episode of Snacky Tunes. We'll be back with more coverage of the corona pandemic here on Heritage Radio Network.
It's the same feeling we all grew up with. That means we'll need an end. It's a choice for us all to divide enemies from friends. Well, I'm not playing anymore. There's no more line, no more score.
During this time, it's more important than ever to support our friends and neighbors in the restaurant industry. Restaurant Workers Community Foundation has set up a national COVID-19 crisis relief fund. The money they raise will provide direct relief to individual restaurant workers, support other nonprofits serving restaurant workers in crisis, and offer zero-interest loans for restaurants to get back up and running. Visit restaurantworkerscf.org to donate today. And if you need a little extra motivation, you can DM your $20 donation to RWCF's co-founder, John DeBerry, on Twitter, and he'll give you directions for making a signature quarantine cocktail. Donate now at restaurantworkerscf.org.
Oh my God, that's so good. I'm glad you guys like that. Strange Things, welcome to Snacky Tunes.
Hi.
Hello.
What's up? Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys. How you doing on this? I feel like this is our first real hot Sunday of the summer.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
We love the hot weather. We all hate the cold, even though we're originally from Minnesota.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why you're not from Minnesota. Maybe that's why you're from there and now here.
Right. We love everything about Minnesota except that part. It's
Yeah.
a little frustrating.
Is there anything you miss about the Minnesota summer?
Minnesota's the best place to be in the summer. Honestly, it's so gorgeous. There's green everywhere. I mean, there's green in New York City. You occasionally see green, the rare bit of green, but Minnesota is everywhere. It's
You don't have
so
to seek
beautiful.
it out at all.
Yeah.
Parks and lakes every 2 blocks.
Yeah. I like your guys' origin story from University of Minnesota surrounding bassists and drummers. Can you guys mind sharing that?
Do you mean
how you guys formed?
Well, it started off with Liam and I had been playing with other bands, and when we got together, we sort of got a few musicians that we had been playing with. Really not thinking that they were the best thing for the project, but they were guys we knew and liked. But
Was it slim pickings in Minnesota, or was it just...
At that point it was, because we weren't really part of any sort of clique. We were just kind of making our own way, so we kind of went with what we knew and got some guys that we liked. But eventually, as the music progressed and as our live set sound progressed, we realized we need to get some musicians that were more equipped to handle that kind of stuff. So that's where Fletcher came in. He actually approached us at one show and was like, your set was good, just call me when you need an upgrade.
I mean, it's such a good thing. I mean, but I also feel like finding a good bassist and a good drummer is probably not to say they're interchangeable. And of course, you're staying in the band. At least you guys, for now. Yeah, for now. Okay, for now. But you're just okay. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Yeah. Oh well.
It was him.
Oh,
It was him.
oh, sorry. The guy holding the bass. I apologize. And then since the three of you guys kind of formed together, then did things kind of take off from there?
Yeah, I suppose so. We've kind of been experiencing we didn't have an overnight blow up or something like that.
I just want to make sure that nothing on Snacky Tunes is an overnight success. It's
right.
long fraught with setbacks and hardships, but it's a long road of tried and true trepidation.
But luckily for us, we haven't had too many major setbacks. It's just been a slow climb, a slow and steady climb, which is kind of the way we prefer to work, I guess.
So what made you leave the sweet, sweet, bitter cold winters of Minnesota to bring you out to New York?
Gentrification, really. We just love it. We're big fans. No, opportunity. It's opportunity. I know New Yorkers will love to hear me say that there's opportunity out here, but that's why we came.
What are some of the opportunities that you see here that you might not have found in your hometown? Increased
network. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's music producers, DJs, radio hosts. There's the works in Minneapolis. There's just a lot more of them out here.
Who were some of the first people that you found when you came out here that you started to go we made the right decision?
Well, we came out here after getting signed to French Kiss, thinking that we'd like to move out and be a little closer to the label as our record comes along. We actually became very good friends with a lot of people at the label. It was sort of a built-in network when we arrived, and through them we met other people. Lou, what do you think, Liam? You haven't said anything yet. This is Liam, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Liam.
Hi.
Welcome to Snacky Tunes.
Thank you. Well, I'm originally from New York, And I grew up in Brooklyn, and I had some friends from my high school days that were still in bands, and we would occasionally come from Minneapolis when we were still living there permanently and like set up little bills here and there with some pals that I had before. But I don't know, it's been cool. Like almost everyone bartends, so I feel like a lot of people that we know and have met have been at bars.
Yeah, I feel like
behind the bar.
My first 5 years were local. I mean, you too, Jordana. You have a lot of bartending friends.
I have a lot of bartending friends.
Yeah. It makes it especially makes it easier when you're like don't have a lot of money. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, why don't we hear a song? What are you guys gonna play first?
We're gonna play a song called Ricochet.
All right, here we go, live on Snacky Tunes.
I like it better without any relation. Dead on messy stuff. I will catch in a daydream without closing my eyes. Ooh yeah. New sound temptation, can't look away. You're my fixation, not only today. Taking it my way. Alright. Yeah. Better run. I know you've got a secret for me. A better run. A better run. You got me flying, styling on the freeway. You got me jumping, judging by the ricochet. You got me going, I don't know what to say. I'm feeling something coming from that ricochet. You got me flying, styling on the freeway. You got me jumping, judging by the ricochet. You got me going, I don't know what to say. I'm feeling something coming from that ricochet. I just wanna love you, I just wanna hold you. I know you just wanna play like a piranha, telling lies to mama. All those people saw you twirling your hair. I'm gonna catch you and you don't care. I know you've got a secret for me. I better run, I better run. I know you've got a secret for me. I better run, I better run. You got me flying, styling on the freeway. You got me jumping, judging by the ricochet. You got me going, I don't know what to say. I'm feeling something coming from that ricochet. You got me flying, styling on the freeway. You got me jumping, judging by the ricochet. You got me going, I don't know what to say. I'm feeling something coming from that ricochet. And when you see me on the floor, I'm already writhing, because your touch is so reviving. I can't express what shape or size. Love is a compromise. I work with the grand design, yeah. And if you should leave me, I already know. We came apart because the blow was at the door. So I'll just say my piece, so you receive it all. No matter large or small, it's bouncing off the wall.
Awesome. Sounds great. That was a good move. That was a professional move. That chord definitely fell out, and you got it right back, like not a second too soon.
Did I hear a burrata lyric?
Piranha.
Oh,
It should be
damn.
burrata. We are in a pizza place.
I was really hoping it was about burrata. I got really excited. Did you see me look at you? And I was like, yeah, I love that cheese.
People can never understand that lyric.
Yeah.
Someone thought that it was Flight to Rwanda.
Our publicist.
I guess it kind of like speaks
Classic
to
social
where you are in life
message.
if you hear
Yeah.
piranha or burrata.
Yeah,
Who doesn't want a vacation there?
Wherever you are in your life. Let's talk about the new record. What was the decision to re-record it once you moved here?
It was just not, I mean, we're all kind of perfectionists. It just wasn't quite up to par with what we had envisioned. We wanted something I don't know. We just knew that we needed a rebirth, totally. So we knew we were coming here. We knew we had increased resources because we had recorded it before we had been signed or anything. So we came here with extra help, and we knew that we could achieve more with that and use different instruments, a better facility. Not that the facility that we recorded in Minneapolis was bad. It was just not fulfilling what we had envisioned.
And so did you get signed on the old record or the re-recording?
The old record.
Okay.
And they had also encouraged us to re-record it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it was mostly our decision, but they were like into it.
Oh, was it like? I mean, if you guys wanted to, you don't have to. But if you wanted to, you absolutely. Yeah, that's a good. And what are some of the? And I know you said instrumentation, but I know you had producers involved. Did they help you kind of explore like a deeper, or going back a complete second time? Like, what did you maybe learn about the song meetings or the structure of the songs, or what kind of like understanding did you gain from doing it a second time?
Well, we were mostly doing it ourselves the first time, so it was a really nice opportunity to have an objective point of view in the room, in the creative process with us the entire time. And we worked with this guy, Andrew Mari, who is so great, and it was pretty much just ESP. We didn't really even have to communicate notes to each other. We just gave each other, we just grilled each other until the ideas just sprouted. Glares.
What were some of the questions that he asked you to kind of get to know you guys?
Just like exchanging like YouTube clips. I feel like when we were just kind of courting each other, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, like I like this and I like this.
Do you remember like which one you guys sent or he sent that was like the unlocked the whole, broke everything open?
There was a video of Chairlift doing one of their songs that
in Japanese.
Yeah, she learned her songs one of her songs in Japanese and did a video.
Yeah, and then this a couple of B-52 songs.
And then you're like, yes.
Yeah.
You shall produce us.
The joy. We can just see the joy, envision it.
And, was the process, birthing something, I think, is such an intimate thing. Having already, kind of laid the framework, did you feel that it was maybe easier the second time, or was it more difficult because you thought there was more writing on it?
I think it was a lot easier just because it was comfy. I mean, this room had couches. It was just like a lot. It was a lot more accommodating.
It was just broken chairs on the first one, just like glass everywhere.
Yeah, we just sat on sticks. No, this was it was great, and at times it felt, I guess, monotonous because we were just revisiting material that we had already committed ourselves to for so long. Because a lot of these songs were written 3 years ago, and some of them were written 5 minutes ago. So it was. I guess just a roller coaster of excitement.
Okay.
Ups and downs.
And I know you guys just came back from a week tour with Azalea Banks. How was that?
Awesome. It was crazy.
Where did you guys go?
We went to Chicago and Boston, and then we played Irving Plaza with her here. And actually a lot of downtime. It was mostly just us hanging out. Everyone on the crew decided that we all needed a vacation after 2 shows, which is kind of amazing. So we all just drove overnight from Chicago to Niagara Falls and spent like 3 days in Niagara Falls.
That's amazing. Was that first time at Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you cross over to the Canadian side or just...
I did.
Yeah, you did?
I don't have a valid ID save for my passport, so I thought that was the one situation in which that would be an advantage.
Yeah, but you just walked over.
Yeah,
no one even checked you.
Yeah, I just walked over.
That's crazy.
Oh, so that's how you get in back and forth.
So that's how you go.
Back, pounds of weed.
Yeah. Or did you? Yeah, who knows?
Isn't that side of the falls there's lots of crime and it's just total craziness?
That's the wrong side of the falls.
The wrong side of the falls.
Oh, it's on the wrong side of the falls. You don't want to.
Gotta stay in America.
Yeah. Why don't we hear another song?
Cool.
What are you guys gonna play?
A ballad we like to call "Where and Why."
Out of line, ooh, out of sorts, out of time, ooh, ooh, ooh. Private eye, oh, do you know where and why? Huh. Over the garden wall, I'm waiting in the second stall. I wanna see the boy alone. I wanna see the boy alone. History that you can roll on the fence and in the window cyclone. You look like that, your lens like the rest, but you look like that, your lens like the rest. Out of line, out of soul, out of time, so I'm told. Private eye, do you know where and why? Ooh, I've got to go. So big, scale down, small. No harm in seeing it all before you're off on the road. They take a piece of me before you go. The history that you can roll on the fence and in the window cyclone. You look like that, you're just like the rest of them. Out of line, out of soul, out of time, so I'm told. Private eye, do you know where and why? Ooh, I've got to go. Oh, 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 out of line, out of soul, out of time, so I'm told. Private eye, do you know where and why? Ooh, I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to go.
Fantastic. Jordani looks speechless. For the first time that I've ever known you, look speechless.
Yep.
Just
I
bring
was,
like a-
I was actually looking for a cheese joke in there
Yeah.
as well.
Did you say Romesco in that? I think he did. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to say I misheard it. So what does Brooklyn summer have in store for you guys?
We're going back to our hometown of Minneapolis. And
Can't miss the summer.
Huh?
Because you can't miss the summer.
Yeah, we can't miss the summer there. No, it's going to be really fun. It's the first time we'll have played there in a year. And we're just excited to see everyone and kind of do that. So we'll be there for a week, and we're playing a couple shows there, kind of homecoming, faux record release-y kind of things. And,
It doesn't have to be faux. It's like just it's just a little bit after.
We're the Fab Faux, though, you know.
Oh,
just kidding.
No, pretty good. Pretty good. You want to write Punch Up for us for the radio show?
Definitely love a good pun in here.
Yeah.
Francis used to write fortune cookies for
Really?
extra income, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we get a couple of those?
Do you remember any?
They were all really bad.
Well, I mean,
Wait, did you do this for sport, or was it just, or was it your job?
Extra income.
Yeah, I entered a pun competition. You had to put forth 10 different jokes, and they choose a winner. And I really thought one of mine would take it, but no pun intended.
Oh,
wow.
Classic.
I mean, you had us like, oh, it's a good story. Oh no, just a long setup. Wait, so do you remember any of your fortune cookies at all?
One was, they were all really. It was like we worked at a really high end restaurant, and I would write these cookies for them. They still passed out fortune cookies. I don't know. They were really high end, but
what was the restaurant?
It was called like World Street Kitchen. Well, it was like fast casual, but the food was like brain food, if that makes any sense. It wasn't brains.
Yeah,
But one of them was like, ask about our pizza special. So I'd have people coming up to me with their fortunes like, what's the pizza special? I'd be like, there's no pizza, you idiot. And I got it. So these were mostly just, I would write the fortune cookies as setups for myself, for my own jokes.
So essentially, after they'd paid, then you could just start fucking with the customers.
He was his own hype man, basically.
So you lasted how long?
Long time. I was there for 18 years.
18 years of my life.
I want to make sure we get one more song in, but where can people get the record? Where can people find you? And any summer Brooklyn shows here?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to announce a bunch of dates soon, which we're not at liberty to discuss yet.
Is that Paul's doing?
Yeah, a little bit.
By the way, Paul said you guys were sexy and charming, and he was right.
Oh,
yeah. Sid, on the other hand, had nothing nice to say.
They're just dear men.
Yeah, they're good men.
We're gonna announce some stuff soon, and till then, you can buy our record on all the main outlets, iTunes, et cetera, et cetera. You can stream it, and then they sell it at Rough Trade in New York. They sell it at Rough Trade and Other Music and all those really cool record stores and stuff.
Okay,
Strange names. Use your time wisely.
Well, I want to thank Angelo Romano for coming by and making us definitely go to Murray Hill this time. We'll go, right?
Oh, we're going to go together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go after something other fun stuff.
Or
that we do
nothing.
together.
We'll just do nothing and then go. Or that could be the thing that we do. Shout out
Could
to
be
my
a thing in and of itself.
Shout out to my special co-host Jordana Rothman and all the feelings that we saw today at Inside Out. And big shout out to Berlin Summer, which I'll be heading to next weekend, and to Darren and Anna, who are listening in for their 1 week of happy nestinghood. And
You're
Joe.
as dear to us as a cheese plate.
Yeah, and then we'll be off the next couple weeks, and then Darren will be back. So how anticlimactic is that one?
Well,
Yeah.
it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, well, no, then you'll be back. It'll be a light, snacky tune summer. That's okay.
Okay.
We have some things to sort out. Anyway, Strange Things, thanks for playing here today. What's the last song?
Last song's called I Can't Control Myself.
You've been wanting some security, but you've been giving all your money to charity. Oh, you're so good. People think that you're so good. Someone ought to tell you that your enemies are watching you. Once in a while, you make the wrong impression. Once in a while, you break in my heart, and I've been walking miles to tag along with your shadow. So don't keep stalling. I'm just gonna keep on falling for you. Don't run away. Just stay a while. I'm gonna need your help. I can't control myself. Down to my knees. This is the new survival. But I get up onto my feet, 'cause I can't control myself. You should think about your future. 'Cause messing up, it's so hard to redeem. And you should maybe be my teacher. Oh, 'cause otherwise I ain't joining that team. No. Once in a while, you make the wrong impression. Yeah, once in a while, you're breaking my heart, and I've been walking miles to tag along with your shadow. So don't keep stalling. I'm I'm just gonna keep on falling for you. Down to my knees, this is the new survival. But I got up onto my feet, 'cause I can't control it. Down to my knees, this is the new survival. But I got up onto my feet, 'cause I can't control myself. I see you coming at a rapid pace with just enough time to see your face, and I'm wondering if it's the time and place to scold myself. I see you making your way so silent, but I can tell what's behind it. If the birds and the bees get violent, then I'll just scold myself. Control myself. I can't control myself. Oh, down to my knees. This is the new survival. But I got up onto my feet, 'cause I can't control myself. Oh, down to my knees. This is the new survival. But I got up onto my feet, 'cause I can't control myself. We talk about food. We talk about music with musical dudes. Finger on the pulse, snacky tunes.
This program is powered by Simplecast.
Thanks for listening to Heritage Radio Network, food radio supported by you. For our freshest content and to hear about exclusive events, subscribe to our newsletter. Enter your email at the bottom of our website, heritageradionetwork.org. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at heritage_radio. Heritage Radio Network is a nonprofit organization driving conversations to make the world a better, fairer, more delicious place. And we couldn't do it without support from listeners like you. Want to be a part of the food world's most innovative community? Rate the shows you like, tell your friends, and please join our community by becoming a member. Just click on the beating heart at the top right of our homepage. Thanks for listening.